Rev your engines and fasten your seatbelts. It's time for Thunder Talk with Dan Bailey, keeping you up to date on everything going on this season at Mississippi Thunder Speedway. Thunder Talk is powered by Arcadia Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. Now, here's your host, Dan Bailey.
Hey, race fans, welcome to another edition of Thunder Talk. I'm Dan Bailey. Hey, last weekend we had a great event at Mississippi Thunder Speedway as the World of Outlaws Morton Buildings late models showed up for a two-day special event along with our River City Manufacturing USRA Modifieds. And the individual joining us on this week's edition of Thunder Talk was preparing on pulling double duty. We'll get some more details on that in just a moment. But first of all, let me welcome 2019 track champion at Mississippi Thunder Speedway, Dustin Sorensen. Dustin, welcome to another edition of Thunder Talk.
Thanks for having me here again.
Well, I said that you were planning on pulling double duty, or at least you had both cars, but Friday night was kind of a heartbreaker for you. You had some mechanical issues with the late model and ended up not being able to complete the evening or the weekend. So what exactly was it that happened with the late model on Friday?
Yeah, it really was kind of heartbreaking. We were practicing with the late model Thursday night there at the open practice, and the oil pump belt broke, and I thought I shut it down in time to where it didn't harden anything, but didn't have any oil pressure for a short period of time, and then made it 9 laps to the heat race Friday night, I think, and the motor kind of fell apart there because it didn't have any oil pressure the night before. But luckily we had the modified with, and we pulled that out Saturday and plan on having some fun with that, and then our luck turned around and we won.
You had the highs and the lows all in one weekend, so let's get the lows out of the way first. You were actually running really well with the late model on Friday night. You were in a direct transfer position from your heat, which would have put you directly into the main event for Friday night. It looked like up until the time it let go, the car was running well. Did it feel to you as the driver that maybe you had something for the competition with your late model?
Yeah, it was awesome. I was really excited in that heat race. Well, even after qualifying, I qualified pretty well, and I started fourth in the heat race, and I passed one car, and I was running third there coming to the white flag, and there were so many good cars there this weekend. It was exciting, and then kind of heartbreaking, like you said, when the motor let go coming to the white. But yeah, it's good to know that we got speed and we can compete with all them guys that do this for a living and are really good. So I'm excited for when they come back around.
As you had mentioned, you had the modified with you, so you pulled it out of the hauler and threw it at the track on Saturday, and it fared very well for you because you came away with the main event feature win on Saturday night. So talk us through that transition from the frustration of Friday night to the jubilation on Saturday with the feature win behind the wheel of your USRA modified.
Yeah, it was kind of, I don't want to say we were kind of more laid back on Saturday, but we got a lot of experience and years in the modified racing, and the late model stuff kind of gets me nervous still, but with the modified stuff, there was still a ton of good cars there. Obviously, it was almost like a USMTS race, and I don't know, everything kind of just fell our way in the feature. I had to start in the back of the heat race, and I made it to fourth. That would put me 10th in passing points, so I had to start back a ways, and I was sitting there in lineups and looking ahead of me, and there was quite a few. Well, actually, all the cars in front of me were good, but I got really lucky with the cautions, and my car was working really good, and the high side, where I like to be, was pretty fast up there, and it was kind of treacherous too, so not everybody wanted to be all the way up there, but fine with me.
Do you feel like that was kind of your secret hidden weapon on Saturday night? Maybe some of the other guys weren't ready to go up top, but that's kind of where you live, at least at Mississippi Thunder Speedway, it seems. Did that play into your advantage in the simple fact that you had open track most of the time?
Yeah, I mean, actually the first probably 10 laps, they went out and watered the track before our feature, after the late model feature, and I knew it was going to be fast down low for the first few laps of the race, and I probably passed 4 or 5 cars on the bottom, and then watching the late model feature, all them guys were way up on the wall once the track kind of cleaned off, so I went up there, and it was right on the wall, so it was dangerous up there, but nobody else was up there, so I went up there, and it was, as long as I didn't mess up too bad, I knew I had something for them.
You know, after the feature on Saturday, I was looking at the digital display of the transponder readings, and it gives you a visual graph of your running order, and your line just kept creeping further up the running order until you were there battling for the lead. As you were working through the pack, did you know that the evening might just line up for a feature win for you?
Early on in the night, like after the heat race, I didn't really think we were that good, but we made a few adjustments. Me and my dad talked about it, changed a few things, and then, yeah, a few laps into the feature, I knew I was pretty good, but like I said, I got really lucky with when the cautions fell. Like I knew as soon as I got to third, AJ and Jake O'Neill had quite a big lead on me. The caution came out like right at the perfect time for me, so I got lucky with a lot of cautions too, but yeah, my car was awesome. It was fun. It was a really fun race.
And then you climb from the interior of that modified in Victory Lane, and you've got a huge crowd on hand at Mississippi Thunder Speedway, and you're being streamed worldwide on the World of Outlaws live feed. That must have been a very happy and exciting moment for you.
Yeah, that was awesome, especially having all them late model guys there racing against them. They probably don't really know who I am, but maybe they're watching that, and now they do. And then, like you said, the crowd was huge. It was like that race we had last year, when the race to the Essential that we had there, and the crowd was huge that night too. And it's always a lot more fun for the driver when there's a huge crowd there watching you.
We know that a race team is focused on the driver, but there's involvement from so many more people, not the least of which is the sponsors who help you out on a yearly basis. Which sponsors are helping out with the efforts of Sorensen Racing for the 2021 season?
Well, we get my motors from Action Race Engines. They treat me really well. My dad owns the company, but they do an awesome job building me motors with enough power and always having fresh motors ready for me. MB Customs, those guys over there do a lot for me. They're awesome to me, and they build an awesome race car, as well as CMD Shocks, Chris Mars, and then all my other sponsors around home are TJ Auto Sales. They've been with me for a few years now. They're great people over there. Ford Metro Glass Company in Rochester. They've actually been sponsoring. They sponsored my dad his entire career, and then me all the years I've been racing so far. So that's quite a bit when you add up all the years. Carol's Corn out of Rochester also. Me and him got hooked up at Deer Creek, and we've had a good relationship over the last few years. Heavy Hitch down in Winona. We've been working together recently. Weird Machine, and yeah, iBox Springs, Speedworks Headers. Yeah, everybody that helps us out.
Well, I know that feature win from Saturday night sure helps raise the positivity in the race team. So as you start looking at the rest of this 2021 season, what sort of plans do you have? Are you planning on bringing that late model back out some more? Will you be focusing primarily on the modified or giving both cars equal time? What are your plans for 2021?
Well, with the modified stuff going so well, we're going to keep doing that. We're going to hit all the big modified races we can, and whenever the late models around, it's always fun to do that. So when they come to Fountain City and tracks around here, we'll run that whenever we can. I know next weekend, this coming weekend, we're going to go down to Kansas City, to Lakeside and Oklahoma for the 2 US MTS races down there, but I don't really have much planned after that. Whatever makes sense to go to.
Well, I tell you what, it was fun watching you wheel that number 19 modified on Saturday. It would have been as equally fun to watch you wheel that number 19 late model, but at the end of Saturday night, you did have that big feature win with a modified. So Dustin Sorensen, congratulations on Saturday's win, and best of luck for the rest of your 2021.
Thank you. Looking forward to coming to some more races there at Fountain City, especially the big ones.
Thank you very much, Dustin. Obviously, we won't see you this weekend, but we'll see you as the year progresses, okay?
Thank you very much.
Hey, race fans, this Friday night, regular season action continues at Mississippi Thunder Speedway with another exciting night of dirt track fun at Mississippi Thunder Speedway. As a matter of fact, this Friday night will be the second MTS Free County Fans Night of the year. That means race fans from Pierce County, Wisconsin, Houston County, Minnesota, or Floyd County, Iowa get into the grandstands absolutely free with proof of residence ID. First green flag immediately following the official opening ceremonies at 7:15. Hope to see you there.
That was Thunder Talk, keeping you up to date on everything going on at Mississippi Thunder Speedway. Thunder Talk is powered by Arcadia Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram.
You ever notice that when you're on a fishing trip, you drive your boat all the way to the other side of the lake because you think that's where the best fishing is? And the people staying at the cabins on that side of the lake, well, they come and fish where your cabin is. You don't have to drive a long ways to catch the big fish. And at Arcadia Motors, you don't have to drive a long ways to get the best deal on a new Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram truck. The best deals are right in the bay next to your cabin. Take the short, scenic drive to Arcadia Motors. ArcadiaDodge.com.